Stampin' friends, and welcome. This is Dee Osburn. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Today we will be using some free product from the Celebration catalog. We will be using the Hippest Hippos stamp set that you can earn for free out of the Celebration catalog. It's a $50 qualifying order, gets you this stamp set for free. And we'll also be using the Hippo dies. Let me show you those. The Hippo dies, which is also a Celebration item. And there's one more Hippo. That's the one we're using today. And it is also free to you with a $50 qualifying order. So Celebration is a great time to get some really fun free stuff. So we're going to be doing this, this card today. Isn't it cute? They are just the cutest little hippos. And I added to them this little tutu skirt. And I will put a link down below where you can get some of the stuff to do this, as well as, you know, the links to the stamp set and the dies. But I will put a link to everything that you need to make this card down below. And it's just super cute. So if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up and a comment, and I will comment back to everyone who comments to me. So let's get started. The first thing that you're going to need is your card base. So this is a piece of polished pink, and it is cut at 8.5 by 5.5, and it is scored at 4 1/4. Okay, so you fold that in half and get your bone folder. Let's move this out of the way just a touch. And give that a nice crisp edge. Okay, we'll put this over here so we can kind of see it as we go along. I don't have a wide angle lens, so okay. Then you'll have an inside for your card, and that's a piece of basic white cut at 5 1/4 by 4, and we will glue that right inside. Get my glue going. Alright, oops, went off the page there a little bit. Okay. Wipe that up before I end up putting my card in it. All right, we'll glue this down. This is where you write your message. Okay, and then we will be using this paper from the Celebrate Everything paper, which is also in the this is in the mini catalog. At the end of the mini catalog, at the very back of the mini catalog, and there's a big old stack of paper, and this paper is in there. So that's that, and we're going to be using that as our card front. And it is cut to 5 7/16 by 4 3/16. Okay, so we're going to glue that down as well. All right, now we have our card set up, and this is almost as big as the card base, but not quite. I wanted a lot of this paper to show, but I also wanted a little bit of the pink to peek out around the edges. So there's that. Okay, so you're going to need a piece of white that is about 7 by 3, so that it's big enough for you to stamp 3 of the hippos. I've already done 2 of them, so I'm only going to stamp 1 today because it does take time for this to dry. So let's go ahead and get that done so it can dry. So we'll get our Memento ink and our hippo, the one that's wearing the little tutu, and we'll ink up our stamp. And we'll stamp her down right there. Beautiful. Okay. Then we're going to take some Stampin' blends and we're going to color her before we cut her out. So for the Stampin' blends, I have light polished pink. I have one of the tones, the 1000, number 1000 tones blend. And I have a light smoky slate. And then, of course, I also have the color lifter, which, you know, in case you boo-boo. So let's go ahead and get this colored, and then we can cut it out and put our little tutu on there. Okay, I've colored her, and I did go out of the line right there, so I'm just going to touch that, and it will take that color away. Perfect. Now, if you notice, I didn't color her tummy and her face in the gray because I'm going to color that with the 1000, number 1000 stamping blend. Okay, so now I'm going to switch over to my other side here to make this process faster. All right, there we go. Now she looks like a little blushing hippo. And the last color that I'm going to use is the light polished pink. And I'm going to do her nails and her ballet slippers. I'm not going to color her tutu. And the reason is because the pink will show through really strongly on the underneath her, the fur tutu that I'll put on there, and it just doesn't look as good. So we're only going to color her ballet slippers and her nail. Okay, put a little more on this side too. Okay, she's so cute, isn't she? All right, so then we'll go and we'll cut her out. We'll use the die cut, this one right here. We'll go cut her out. And while we're at it, we will need a piece of white, a little piece of white, 5 by 3 3/4 piece of basic white, and we will cut out, use that as, cut that out in this shape as well. This is the Stitch So Sweetly die. All right, so I've cut this out and I've cut out my little hippo. So what we're going to do, I'm going to take some of this. This stuff is amazing. Love it. It's called Eyelash Bee Yarn. EYELASH B-E-E yarn. Okay, and you can get it on Amazon. I'll leave you a link in case you want some. Eyelash yarn, oh my gosh, they have sparkly ones, furry ones. Oh, it's amazing stuff. I absolutely love it. I have a ton of it and I love using it. And so we're going to put it on her. So we're going to just cut off a little piece that's about the size that we want. So we're just going to kind of measure it a little bit. Cut it right there. It doesn't have to be exact. We're going to trim that off just so it's easier to work with. And we're going to put a little bead or a little stream of glue along here. Okay. And then I like to use my tweezers that came with the what do you call it, the embossing editions toolkit. So let me get those. All right, and we are going to just take her and we're just going to lay this. It's almost like putting an eyelash on, really. See how it's kind of shaped? And you're just gonna lay it down on that glue. Okay, and kind of push it down. And then I like to use this because this glue sticks to my finger so much. I will trim that piece off. It's a little long. I'll trim that off when we're done, once it dries. Because it starts out really long, as you can see. And if you want it that long, you can leave it that long. But I trimmed mine. So we will just put this on the glue and let it dry. Set it aside while we do our sentiment. Isn't that adorable? Look at that. You could do like a hula skirt too. Wouldn't that be adorable? So cute. Okay, we're going to put that to the side. And we're going to stamp our sentiment. And for our sentiment, I got a piece of polished pink. And this is cut at, it's a lot longer than it needs to be. But that's okay. You know, it only needs to be that long, but it should be 11/16 by at least 4. Okay, and then your basic white piece needs to be, let's see, it needs to be also, it needs to be 9/16 by at least 4. Okay, so 11/16 by at least 4 and 9/16 by at least 4. Okay. All right, so we're going to get the white piece and we're going to get our sentiment. And I'm using the Happy Birthday, and it is from the Happiness Abounds stamp set. It's the Happy Birthday. Love this stamp set. Love this font. Just awesome. And going to get it nicely inked. Okay. And then you're just going to stamp it. And it fits just perfectly in there. There you go. All right. So then you're going to take this piece and trim it down. Trim it to about right there. And then you're going to make a banner flag piece. And so you cut it in the center. You use the corner and you cut to the center and use the corner as your guide to cut to the center. And if you didn't cut it all the way off, there you go. Just snip it a little more. Okay, and then you'll use this piece as your guide to cut the pink piece. Turn that over. We'll put some glue on it. Turn it back over. And you're going to leave a little bit of margin all the way around. A little bit of margin all the way around. Okay. It's so dry here, I don't have much time to move that at all. It dries super fast. So then you're just going to trim that off, and you're going to use this as your guide to cut another one. So right in the center, and use that angle as your guide. And I didn't cut it quite far enough, I don't think, to the center. So we're going to snip a little more. Okay, there we go. Need to snip a little bit more. There we go. All right, and then you're going to use using the angle as a guide. And I like to put my finger up underneath, and just for stability. And then you can cut. Okay, and there you have it. So we're going to bring back our card base. And we're going to get another piece of polished pink, and this one is cut at 5 1/4 by 4, and we're going to attach that to our card. Put that on there. Just center it nicely, just like that. I think think actually this one is smaller. I think this was cut to 5 by 3 3/4. See how much bigger this one is? I like the smaller one better. What do you think? Because you can see more of this paper. Yep. This should be 5 by 3 3/4. All right, then we're going to take our Stitch So Sweetly piece and we're going to glue it on as well. Going to glue this right in the center. Yeah, I like the designer series paper to show more. For sure. Absolutely. Wow, so hot here. There's no humidity in the air at all. This stuff is drying like instantly. Okay, then I'm going to take my sentiment banner and I'm going to put dimensionals on it. I want it popped up. And I want to do all of this while the hippo skirt is drying. And it probably won't take long as hot as it is here. So if you have more humidity, you have a little longer drying time. All right, so, and I kind of used this dotted line as my guide, as you can see. Okay, so I'm just going to put that right along there and make sure it's straight. Okay, and then I've already got these two hippos, so I'm going to go ahead and put my dimensionals on those, and then we'll do the other one. So then you just peel the backs off. And this one's going, I'm not going to press it down. I'm just going to place it there because I want to be able to move it a little bit, you know, if I want to. And then I put the center one, she's kind of jumping up in the air. She's like the main character, right? The middle one. And I put her head on the sentiment piece just a little bit. Okay, and I think I want her to tilt out just a little bit. Okay, and now we're going to bring back in our, yep, it's dry, our other ballerina, and we're going to trim off this edge. Turn it this way. This stuff doesn't cut that easily because it's really fine and silky. So, you know, you just have to work with it a little bit. So now I'm going to trim her skirt down. All right, and just, you can always trim more, but you can't put more back on. So I would say be cautious and conservative as you go. And that way, you know, you're not trimming more than you want to. I love this stuff. It's so fun. Isn't that adorable? So cute. So cute. Do I think I want it a little shorter? Yeah, I think a little shorter because the other two are a little shorter. Not much though. Just a little bit. Just a little trim. I just sharpened my scissors. You know, if you use the glue residue remover, you know, the little eraser, it cleans them really good, and then you can just cut aluminum foil and that will sharpen them up really nicely. All right, there she is. Let's put a couple of dimensionals on her and put her on our card. And then I'll show you what I did on the inside. And you can do it if you want. All right, so then she's going to be tilting out the other way just a little bit. And there we go. How cute is that? Very, very cute. Just love it. I do like the piece smaller. So if you like to see more pink, cut yours at 5 1/4 by 4. If you want to see more of the designer series paper, cut it at 5 by 3 3/4. Now on this one, I took I had a little piece of that designer series paper left over and a little sliver of the polished pink, and I glued it to my card. On this one, I used a smaller piece of white and just had a more of a bigger border. That gives me more room to write. Okay, or if you'd like, if you want, you can like put a little stamp. You can stamp one of the hippos right there, or any number of things to decorate the inside of your card. So there we go. Remember, this is a free item with Celebration. You can earn the stamp set for free by placing a $50 order, and then you can automatically order the Hippest Hippos for free. And for an additional $50 order, you can get the hippo dies. So that's a great deal on these two items. So if you are interested, I will leave the link in the description below where you can get these, and then you can make your very own little ballerina, hippo ballerina. Super cute card. I just absolutely love it. I hope that if you do try this, that you love yours just as much as I have loved doing mine. And I do hope that you will come back and see me. Have a great rest of your day.